Hello, my loves. I am Johanna Burkhardt. If you are new to me, I am a spiritual teacher, healer, and energy reader, amongst many other things. And this is going to be your December energy reading for fire signs. So, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I will start out by letting you know that I am not an astrologer. Okay. I am a channel for interdimensional collective of beings that call themselves the conscious collective. Okay. My words are light encoded, and so you may feel energy as you listen to this. And just know that it is higher frequencies and it's helping you to integrate your light body. How I read is a little bit different. Okay, so I read the energies of the cosmos. And yes, this does include planetary alignments and moons. But more importantly, it is a flow of the whole, if you will. So I'm going to be pulling in the different energies, crystalline energies, plasma energies, gamma rays, seeing how they're all going to be brought forth with key codes and activations and things that are really showing up for all of us in different ways, allowing us to grow and evolve and expand our consciousness. Okay. So this may, even though these energies are brought forth, this may show up differently for each and every one of you who listen. Okay. And it may not resonate with some of you at all, and that's okay. But this information is going to come forth and it's going to show up, like I said, differently for each of you. So for some, it may show up in your relationships, your significant other, your family, your children, your friends. It may show up in your business or place of employment, or it may show up in your finances. All right. But the energy itself is what I'm reading. And how it shows up for you is how it's meant to. It's going to show up the place where you are going to, or where you are focusing most of your awareness, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get started. For the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, what will they be experiencing through the beginning, middle, and end of December 2019? Okay. So for a lot of you fire signs, I feel like this is going to be a breath of fresh air as we begin December. And some of you may already be starting to feel this, but I feel like a lot of you have recently gone through a lot of heaviness, right? A lot of dense, heavy emotions coming up, maybe a lot of struggles or feeling of lack consciousness, feeling like just heaviness, right? Like things are just heavy right now in this moment. But as you move into the beginning of December, I feel like that's just lifting away and this new fire is being ignited in you. And I'm really just seeing like the whole body, right, being reinvigorated and just energy flowing and moving. And it really just igniting that sacral creative energy, that center where you get these fresh new ideas. I'm feeling a lot of expansion happening. And this can really mean an abundance of all things, right? So an abundance of love, abundance of money, an abundance of joy, of just seeing life abundantly, seeing possibilities and opportunities and just sparks of light and things just igniting all over the place. And what they're saying is in order to keep this energy really going and really maximize it at the beginning of the month, is to allow all of these energies, all of these ideas, all of these new awarenesses to really kind of flow up into your heart center and really allow your heart center to interpret these energies, right? Really interpret these new ideas, really interpret how this energy feels and how it's meant to be expressed in the world by you. Because if we allow it to go straight up into our mind where our ego can get a hold of it, and now please, ego is not a bad thing, right? But it can dampen or lessen what's available to you, because the ego really lives in an energy of labels. It lives in an energy of creating things, external things for the sake of power or success. And what this energy is wanting you to do is really take it all and channel it into your heart space. And how can you use these energies to be of service to self first and then service to others second, right? So really maximizing this energy in the beginning of the month by allowing these newfound creativities, these newfound energies and possibilities to be expressed through the heart space, right? So that's how you'll move through this energy and maximize it in the beginning, remembering to channel that up into there. So as you move into the middle of the month, remembering we have a full moon on the 12th in Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury. Now, we just came out of a Mercury retrograde, right? We're still, as I'm recording this, in its shadow period. However, because of this full moon being in Gemini, and because it's being ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is really about purification. It's about reflecting, right? Seeing how we can grow and expand, how we can take what we've just moved through or what we've just experienced or what we've experienced even throughout the whole entire year, right? Because we are going into December. It's the end of a decade. So we have to just really reflect back. And so in the middle of the month, they're saying there's going to be a time for you where you almost feel like you're kind of stepping back, where you're feeling the need to be still and to really go within and reflect on what you need to let go of. Like, it's almost like reviewing the year and reviewing the lessons and retaining the wisdom, but releasing the attachment, releasing the judgment, releasing the resistance, releasing the fear of repeating those things again. And so how they really want you to use this energy to allow you to move forward is to see everything as a mirror. See your relationships as a mirror, your finances as a mirror. Look through everything that you have been through, right? And kind of face it head on from a space of non-judgment, right? I mean, like they're like pounding this in, because I think for a lot of you fire signs, you're ego driven, and that's not a bad thing. Okay. Again, I'm not beating up on the ego, because the ego is, it's like a supercomputer. It's a brain, and it helps us in this human experience. However, we can get really attached to defining our success, right? For fire signs, they can get really attached to defining their success with external things, right? And not by tuning back into their heart space and realizing that they're only defined by themselves, by their soul, right? By who they are at a soul level. And that we are immortal beings. We are. And that if those external things were taken from us, we would still be amazing, right? We would still be who we are without all of those things. So when we take that time in the middle of the month to have that reflection, some new stuff may come up, okay? And again, letting go of that, allowing it to be a time to just reflect from a non-judgment, as if you are observing a friend going through a hard time, a child, your spouse, right? Observation, putting yourself in that observation space, just allowing yourself to have that time. It's not going to last long, they're saying, especially if you're able to do it from a space of non-attachment. It's not going to last very long, because as we move towards the end of the month for you, remember on the 26th, we have a new moon in Capricorn, and we also have a solar eclipse, right? And this is big energy. This is big energy for us. And the cool thing is, though, is this new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is, I always feel like Saturn represents our solar plexus. It's our empowerment. It's us setting and building that structure for us to flow in. It's us taking responsibility. It's us creating a foundation. And what they're saying is it's time for you to come full circle, right? So it's like you started at the beginning of the year, you watched how you evolved over time, and you're coming full circle to it. But this time you're coming in at a much more expanded, self-aware, like you're coming in from a new space completely, and you're allowing yourself to kind of reset and say, listen, I have all these wisdoms. I have all of these things that I've experienced. I've grown tremendously, and I'm going to use the end of this month, right? Or really the whole month, really, but the end of the month particularly, to set myself up for 2020. Okay. To really see how much you have transmuted, how much you have let go of, how much you have integrated, and how much you have expanded. And what they're saying is really cool, because I feel like so many of us can use this message, but for fire signs in particular, you know, because so many of the fire signs rely on or enjoy using external things, realities, labeling to define who they are, and define their power, that when it comes to the end of the month, as they're resetting and rebuilding the structure, it's not going to be that way. You will still have those things. You will still enjoy having external things, right? You will still enjoy the labels of success, but you will also have a newfound awareness. And that newfound awareness is that you are a shapeshifter, that we all are shapeshifters, right? So that you can shift and mold and transition your being to call in and create the desires that you are wanting, to help you really call in and live the life that's going to help you thrive and that's going to help bring you alive, really igniting that fire within you, and allowing it to really I just see this big light expanding out past you. So it's really, really, really good energy. And it feels really, really good for you. So again, the beginning of the month is going to start out beautiful. In the middle, you may feel that urge to, we're going to pull a couple of cards for you guys, that urge to be still and reflect, but please, they're saying, don't take it as 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Take it as a pause, right? We are not designed to live in that state of super high vibration all the time, right? We need to be able to slow our vibration, right? Or lower our vibration and kind of slow things down so that we can reflect, so that we can see all the moving pieces and then restructure them towards the end of the month and set ourselves up perfectly for 2020. Okay. So we had some cards that flew out. So let's check it out. Perfect. Okay, so we had 3 that flew out, and this one is the Well Watcher, Wisdom, Power of the Divine, but they're bringing me to the number 7. Okay, the number 7 to me is the God energy, right? 7 and 13 really are the God energy numbers. 7, there's 7 days in a week, right? There's 7 colors of the rainbow. There's 7 main chakras. I could go on and on about this. But wisdom and power of the divine, the Well Watcher, right? So what is this representing? This is just confirming the energies that we just talked about, that you are the creator, right? And that you're going to be harnessing the wisdom that you are learning and leading yourself so that you can lead another if you so choose. And to be honest, we're always leading another. Whether it's our family, our friends, our coworkers, our employees, whatever it may be, everybody's always watching us, right? So it's very important to learn how to lead yourself and put yourself first, right? And that takes taking the wisdom from the things that maybe didn't serve us, right? And not holding on to the pain, the meaning, the judgment. The next is the Phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change, right? And they're bringing me to the number 29. The 29 is an internal commitment. 29 is making a commitment to self. That's what that number means for me. And the Phoenix, right, it's rising. And you're going to be doing that this month, right? Because towards the end of the month, remember, they said that you are going to be really seeing how much you have changed, evolved, and transmuted over the whole freaking year. And I almost get a little bit emotional tapping into your energy, because you're kind of gonna, during that reflection period, you're gonna be like, holy shit, like I have done a lot. I have come a long way. Look where I am today. right? If that's not rising from the ashes, I don't know what is. So that's a beautiful. And remember in that 29, that you have a whole new commitment to yourself. And then we have the spiral dancer perception, right? And it's the number 5. And the number 5 is all about change. Change in your relationships, change in yourself, change in your finances, right? 5 is a beautiful number. And by the end of the month, when you are really setting yourself up for 2020, right? You're seeing things in a whole new perception. You're seeing things completely different. And that's amazing. Like that is, whew, that is something else, right? Okay, so this was a beautiful reading. I will also be back in the middle of the month to give you guys kind of a mid-month bump. But if you need any personal one-on-one support, please check the description box below. I have many options for you to choose from. I will not be doing private readings past this year any longer. However, if you are wanting to kind of get some insight and a head start on what's going to be coming in 2020 and how you may expand and grow, and all of those things, please feel free to book a session with me and set yourself up to have an amazing year. And remember, as always, I see you, I hear you, and you are worthy. And I will see you in the middle of the month. Bye.